Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Virgo, this is going to be a mid-month check-in for July 2025. And so we're going to look at your energy. We're going to look at in particular pattern that's showing up in your life for healing right now for the end of July. And so for this reading, I'm going to be using the Curious Travels deck as well as the Radiant Rider Waite to clarify. So we're going to start off with looking at what pattern in your life is showing up for healing right. Whoa, that one came out so quickly. Whoa, it was the Fool card in reverse. What an amazing card to get. I don't get the Fool card often, but when I do, it's like, this is a good card for you. And then we're going to look at what aspect from your shadow is driving this pattern. And I didn't say at the beginning, but looking for a pattern that's showing up is so important because, you know, the universe has a way of speaking to us. And if we tend to attract the same people in our life all the time, if we're seeing situations that we're ending up in over and over again, you know, and the same struggle over and over again, it's like our emotions that are coming up over and over. And we're like, why am I doing this again? Why are we going through this again? And it's because the universe wants to show you that there's something that you need to heal. And so whatever it is that you need to heal is going to be right here. And it's sitting in your shadow. It's your unconscious. You're not aware of it. Something you've put away when you were younger. Something that happened to you. It could be some trauma. It could be memories. Sometimes we have gifts that are sitting in our shadow. And we put them away. Like if we're told, you know, we're meant to do something, well, we put that away. If we're not allowed to do it when we're younger. Yeah, things like that. So let's look at what aspect from your shadow is driving this pattern, which is the Fool over here. So you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Because it was a 9 and it was in reverse, it was like, is this a 6 or a 9? I had to put it upright. So you got the 9 of Cups, okay? What advice does the tarot have for you to begin to heal this pattern? So let's look at that. One card for the advice from the tarot. Okay, you have the 10 of Cups, followed by the 9 of Cups over here. It starts with a 9. So we're going to clarify this, the Fool card. So a couple cards to clarify the Fool. Ooh, those came out quickly. You have the 10 of Swords, and you have the Hanged Man in reverse. Clarify this 9 of Cups right here in reverse, which is what's sitting in the shadow, coming up for healing. The Queen of Wands in reverse and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Under the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Couple cards for that. Couple cards. I think one flipped. I have a couple of cards. Ooh, there's 3. All right, we'll put those down. We'll see. Normally I don't take that many, but we'll see if it's going to give us something. All right. What pattern's showing up in your life for July, mid-month 2025? You start off the Fool card in reverse. So the Fool card comes up when, and you know, this is a pattern. So there's something here that you're involved in. I'm going to say maybe it's something you want to do, but whatever this pattern is that's showing up, and you've seen it before, it could be this like indecisiveness around something. And the Fool card comes up, it's like, when Fool card comes up, it's like the universe wants to definitely almost push you off the cliff, right? Like look at this. I love the picture of this monkey here in an upright position where it's holding this I don't know if it's a pentacle or the earth, and it's almost like teasing or tempting, daring to put it into this crocodile alligator mouth here. And it's fascinating in that I think there's a part of you that knows that you need to do something, and you need to take that jump off the cliff, and you need to almost push yourself to, you know, I have to do it. Even if you get bit, like, I have to do this. And you know what it is. It's come up before and over again. But because it's in reverse, it tells me that there's this great fear on your part, or a resistance on your part to doing it. And you're sitting here again where it's just like you're so close to doing this. And it's a general reading, like I said. And the universe is saying it's time. Like, it's time now. Because this is the Ten of Swords. You have been spinning in your head, because the sword energy talks about our mental thoughts. And you know, you've been spinning in your head, you've been spinning, and you've been telling yourself all these things over and over and over in your head. And it's getting to a point where, like, you're feeling incredibly, where you don't even want to be in your own body. In an upright position, the Hanged Man is a card that is, you know, very comfortable and has no fear, you know, being hung upside down, and is quite comfortable. They feel comfortable in their own body, in their own skin. But you're at a point where it's like you don't even want to be in your own body. And I know that point where it's just like, just give me a rock. I want to crawl under it, because I can't stand the spinning in my head over this situation right here that I'm in. I know I need to do it. We've been down this road before. You've been down this road before, and I just can't do it. I'm petrified to do it. I can't take this step. And so we have to look at, where's this resistance? Why do you have this fear around this? And there's something here that needs to heal before you can do this. And so what is it? What's coming up for healing now that this pattern is trying to show you? Listen, this needs to heal, Virgo. You need to look at this. So you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. In an upright position, the Nine of Cups I talk about, look at this individual, how she's parked herself, built this wall almost behind these Nine of Cups. And Cups is our emotions. And it's like, you know, the Nine of Cups has one more card in this, the pip cards from Ace to 10. And we get the Ten of Cups coming up right here. But you've stopped at the Nine of Cups. And this particular individual right here has decided that, you know what, I've done enough feeling. I don't want to feel anymore. And this is in reverse. And so I can see here that there's something that happened to you when you were younger where it's just like, I'm not feeling anymore. You completely shut down when you were younger. Something, you know, a lot of times we have situation where we're not allowed to feel. We have all these emotions and we don't have the support for around us when we were younger to deal with these emotions. When we were younger, things happen to us, and if we have these big emotions and we don't have people to support us, well, then you just learn to shut down, because there's nobody that's going to help you with your emotions. And so that's what happened to you when you were younger. And the Queen of Wands is sitting underneath it, and the Queen in my deck is a just looking to see if there's a king here. We have two sides to us. Everybody does. It has nothing to do with gender. We have a feminine side, which is the Queen in my deck, and then we have the masculine side, which is the King in my deck, the ego self. But our Queen has these qualities that are absolutely beautiful, and one of them happens to be this wand, which is our creative purpose, and she's blocked. And so I think there was something that you wanted to do when you were younger, whether it was, you know, you were a child or an adolescent, and it could have been something that you're aware of, that your caretakers, your parents, or people just kind of went, nope, you can't go in that direction. And you were completely discouraged from doing that. And when we are discouraged when we were younger, when we want to go in a certain direction. I mean, think of an adolescent when they just want to be themselves, right? They want to take their life into a certain direction and they're told no. I mean, that can bring up a lot of emotions that we just build up inside of us, including some ungrounded anger. But, you know, you might have been told, well, you can't deal with that. You're not allowed to have that anger, so you put it away, right? You've put away some of these emotions. And the one emotion that you have here that's showing up is the Six of Pentacles. In an upright position, the Six of Pentacles talks about this individual that is weighing out, measuring out these pentacles for these beggars, because that's what they think they're worth. This is very much a card of giving and receiving and giving. If you think you're worth so much, then that's what you're going to get. It's almost like whatever you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. So it's very much a card of unworthiness. And so your self-worth is what is hidden here. So your self-worth is how you feel about yourself. It's you know, it's in reverse. So there's a lot of shame here that you're feeling, that you have sitting here around something you want to do. And so I think you probably, if I want to go back to the situation you're sitting in here with the Fool and feeling this resistance to doing it, and the all these things that you're feeling about yourself. So what you were told when you were younger about this that made you feel so shameful and unworthy are those things that you're going to continue to repeat in your head, right? I talked about these are like these, what our caretakers would have said to us, like, you can't do that, you're not allowed to do that, who do you think you are? And these things that made you feel less than and unworthy, and you know, maybe you were angry about that, and maybe you wanted to cry and scream and yell, and I was like, no, we're gonna have to keep those down. We're not allowed to express those emotions. And so I think there's a real part of you right now that's trying to push all this down. You're trying to control this, and that's why you have this Hanged Man who's just like, you don't want to be in your body because you have these parts that are screaming at you, these emotions that want to come out of you. And you don't know what to, and that's why you can't take this next step that you need to do, where the universe is trying to go, and it's time now, you got to take this. But I think you got to do some feeling first before you can take this next step, right? And what's the guidance from the tarot here for you? Well, you have the Ten of Cups card that comes out. Here's our Ten of Cups, and we talked about how this Nine of Cups is you when you were younger, where you just kind of shut down and, no, I'm done feeling, because you knew that it wasn't a safe thing to do. And so the universe wants to give you this next cup. It wants to give you the chance again of these Ten of Cups, because the Ten of Cups talks about having full range of these beautiful, I mean, look at the sun, having full range of these beautiful emotions that we're given and we're supposed to have. We're supposed to feel these emotions. They come in, we feel them, and we release them. And that's what clears the way for us to be able to take that next step for you. And so the universe wants to give you this Ten of Cups and says, you know, now it's time for you to feel. I know right now that here's the Two of Swords for you. I know right now, there's a tractor going by, a little bit noisy, but I know right now that you are sitting here with these two swords. Again, these are thoughts in your head. You have a blindfold crossing your eyes, and it's like, no, there's no way I want to touch these emotions. And I know you're like, because that's what happens when the ego gets a hold of us. It's like, no, there's no way I'm touching these. I was told when I was younger not to take these emotions out, and I don't want to touch them. And I can see that. I can really see that you don't want to touch these emotions. But you have this part of you that's fighting for you right now, and this is the Knight of Swords. And I call this card my freedom fighter. All my knights are freedom fighters because it's pulling you. This is the part that, luckily we have this part, it pulls us. It wants freedom. Like, I mean, every single person on this planet wants freedom to be themselves, and that's what this sword is. It's your sword of truth, your sword of authenticity. It's like saying, You need to feel so that you can go towards your authenticity, go towards who you really are, because this is the Fool card coming out saying it's time for you to take this next step. Two more cards that I wasn't sure I was going to keep them or not, but it was like, no, we're keeping these ones. So, and here's another chance. This is the Ace of Swords, and I said the Ace is the second one that you have. No, it's the first one. So it's an ace is an offer on the table. It's an offer from the universe. It's a gift, and it's the sword. It's like, here's your chance. Here's your chance, Virgo, at going towards your authentic self, finding who you really are. Another step, getting closer to who you really are. And then you get the Page of Swords. This is another younger part of you. So this is the, did you get a page? No, you didn't get a page. So this is the younger part of you that, I'm mixing this up with the last reading. The pages in my deck are inner children. And so this is the inner child of yours that needs healing. When our pages come up in my deck, they're inner children, and we have more than one inner child. I've been on my own healing journey intensively for about 8 years now, and I found out that I have more than one inner child, and they hold our big memories, they hold our trauma, they hold our emotions. And so you have this child, this inner child, around 4, 5, 6 years old, that is carrying the sword of authenticity, your truth. There was a part of you when you were younger that knew exactly who you were and why you came to this planet, and they had that sword of truth, but it's in reverse here because it's blocked right now. And so it wants to, it's like it's pulling at your pant leg, Virgo, and it's saying, listen, I need healing. I need healing. I wasn't allowed to be myself when I was younger, and I have some emotions to share with you, and it's up to you now to take that sword for this younger part of you and feel that grief that you have around this. I want you to go and feel that unworthiness and that shame, and those are the emotions that your younger child is feeling here, and it wants you to get in contact with. And so I'm going to leave you with your July 2025 reading, Virgo, and I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through right now. I know this is a very difficult journey, the healing journey, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.